Shenzhen, specifically Huaqiangbei. This is the tech capital of the world.
Yo, I'm taking risks, getting my paper right. Karma might get them, they gotta pay the price. I'm feeling low, it could be worse. All of my VV shine.
I've been able to generate over $42 million by sourcing products directly from wholesale markets like this one. And I constantly see beginners, foreigners making the same mistakes. And I'm going to be breaking down how you can avoid these mistakes so that you don't get burned. I've been doing business here in China for over 14 years. I've made some costly mistakes, and now you don't have to. Look around me right now. We are on one of the busiest streets in Shenzhen, in Huaqiangbei. The energy is electric. The average salary of someone here working in this area is anywhere between 6,000 and 10,000 renminbi. That is not a lot of money, and they work extremely hard. When you come here, you're gonna be able to get some of those vibes. You're gonna feel like you want to go home and work so much harder because you have the opportunity to sell products from here, sell it for 5 to 6 times more. Let's head into the market now, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about and how you can avoid mistakes on your next trip. Now that we're in the wholesale market, right now we are on the 3rd floor, and there is a particular supplier that I used to work with where we would sell 15 to 20,000 units of a particular product every single month, and I have spent well over 7 figures with her in US dollars. Let's surprise her. I haven't seen her in a while. Hey, 你好. Hello. Hey. 好嘛？哇，係咪你收咗？係收咗。收咗係咪？好嘛好嘛。
先記起你，我係好耐冇睇到嗰
係啊，
今日先話你好耐冇過嗰邊啦，係咪？坐先。
生意 OK 冇
OK。
一般般。For those that don't know, I had a brand called Mahalo Cases, and I ended up exiting out of that business. It was sold to a company called OpenStore. They're an e-commerce aggregator. They are not doing as well as they did before, and they offloaded a bunch of brands. The brand is no longer available to purchase, but that was my 7-figure exit, and that product was specifically a wallet case. So you may be looking at a product like this and think, oh, it's just a basic case. But what I ended up doing is adding many differentiations. So an example of this is I was able to add RFID. I was able to create a completely different material. We added lip gloss slots. I came up with a lot of ideas to make a product better. So one of the things that people have a challenge with these days is they don't ask the right questions. When you're going through the wholesale markets, you want to be able to actually ask, what customizations can I make? You always want to be thinking outside the box, and you want to be able to find a vendor who's actually going to be able to bring that to life. So with this particular supplier, we had to hit a 500 unit MOQ per design, but it was 100% worth it because when you searched online, you were not able to find this. Now, it's been obviously 4 or 5 years since we exited out of that business, and you can see designs like this all over Amazon, and the price for these are going to be low. But when you have a product that is completely different, you're able to charge as much as the market is willing to pay. You are not competing on price, and that is going to be an advantage for you. So now that we talked about having some type of differentiation if you want to stand out and how you can do that as a beginner, what you're going to want to also focus on is actually the packaging. As you can see right here, this is how their packaging comes right now. Obviously, if you are trying to get a higher price, you can't sell it in this. It's not going to work if you have just some plastic packaging right now. You're not going to have a good unboxing experience. What you really want to do is there are a bunch of wholesale markets around here, and there are actually good packaging options that you could have. You could potentially get a nice leather pouch. You could have a dust bag. You can create a new box where it opens extremely beautiful and you can have your slogan or motto on it. There are a ton of options that you can have, and you want to be able to factor this in when you are browsing the markets, because just having a good product is not enough these days. Chinese manufacturers are #1 when it comes to creating good quality products, but what they're not good at is everything else in terms of the presentation and the ability to sell to the West. So that is where you can come in. You understand how products need to be sold in your country. You understand what is going to take for you to command a certain price, and that is why packaging is so important. And if you're not focusing on this, you're losing out on a massive opportunity, because Customers are not going to buy again if they don't recognize your brand, they don't have a positive experience, and the next time that person upgrades from an iPhone 16 to a 17 or an iPhone 18, you want to be able to be front and center and actually have them think about your brand so that they are making the purchase when they upgrade their phone. Now that we've covered packaging, the next thing that we're going to want to focus on is knowing your numbers. A lot of people walk through this wholesale market and they get extremely excited about a certain product and they just go ahead and pay for it without actually calculating all of their numbers. So just to give you an example here, the wholesale cost for this item is around 55 RMB. That's about $8 US. What we used to sell this product for with all the upgraded features was between $59 to $69. And you may look at that and be like, oh, that is some amazing margin. But you'll want to factor in all of the customs and duties, exactly the cost that it's going to get from here all the way delivered to your customer. These are all things that you are going to want to factor in. And if you are trying to bring this to your country, are you going to be shipping by sea or are you able to actually ship by air? So this item, if you were to ship by sea, is going to cost you about $1. But if you were to ship by air, you could be paying $3 to $4 depending on your country and which courier service you use. It's automatically going to add an extra expense, and you have to be able to be sure of your numbers if you want to scale your business. So if you are here for a few days, take a deep breath, go back to your hotel, write some notes, calculate all the numbers, go get a shipping quote, which I'll be showing you exactly how to do later in this video. We want to actually be able to calculate all of our options so that you can make the best decision. You always want to get all of the data so that you can make an informed decision. We've talked about differentiation and how that can give you an advantage for your business and brand. I want to tell you a story about my client that I worked with named Lisa. We not only worked on differentiation, but we were also able to work on a geographical arbitrage. So essentially, we helped her launch a cutting board brand. The brand is called Kiyomi. And there was a brand in Australia doing extremely well selling these types of wavy cutting boards, but their shipping was horrible. They didn't have the best designs, and it would take weeks to finally get that product to their customer. We decided to differentiate on it and sell it to the United States and Canada. Within the first 60 days of her launching, she was able to sell out of her products in 3 out of 4 SKUs. She was able to generate over $20,000 in revenue, and she got amazing proof of concept and is now launching her second collection. So what I'm trying to get at is you want to be able to get proof of concept, you want to be able to sell validated ideas, and when you are able to reverse engineer what is already working and find a way to make it better, there is no way that you are going to fail. If you're interested in working with my team to help you source products from China, differentiate it, and come up with an exclusive marketing plan so that you are getting sales on day one, similar to Lisa, then click the link below to reach out to my team and let's see if it's a fit. There are a lot of trading companies inside of here. So for those that do not know, this means that they sell many different types of products and it's basically more beginner friendly, but you are going to pay more and you're not going to be working direct with the manufacturer. But one thing that you can do is if you are unsure, you ask them and just say, hey, I would like to order some more products. I want to see your entire collection. Am I going to be able to visit your manufacturing site? Am I going to be able to visit your factory? What this does is you're going to be able to check QA. You're going to be able to check the cleanliness of their factory. Are they who they say they are? Is this a partner that you could see yourself working with in the future? And this is going to save you a lot of time instead of investing inside of the wrong relationship. So now that you have secured your product, the next thing that you need to do is actually ship the item. So off the strip, there is a street called Huafa Road. There's gonna be a bunch of freight forwarders. Basically what a freight forwarder is, they're gonna be able to help you identify what is going to be the best shipping option and help you actually get the products to where you need it to go. So some freight forwarders that specialize in sea freight, others that specialize in air shipping. So you're going to want to do your due diligence. Once you're able to get some quotes from all the freight forwarders, I want you to compare them so that you can leverage each price and understand what is going to be the benefit of each one. I see a lot of people get scammed by certain freight forwarders. Sometimes you're going to have a supplier say, hey, just ship it with this person. what you want to do is be able to compare the prices, not just take the one that they suggest you, because they're going to be able to make a markup, and any amount of money that you can save in order to help you get an edge is going to be worth it. I remember in the early days, I would hold these bags that were extremely heavy. I would carry the boxes myself. You don't have to do that. Once you find a freight forwarder, you're going to be able to get their WeChat and provide the WeChat information to the vendor. And you can tell them, hey, please have this picked up at 6 or 7 p.m. That way you can be way more efficient. And this is a massive tip that helped me buy back my time. If you also have a good freight forwarder, I've had freight forwarders that have been able to verify the quality. And this way I was able to not get screwed over. I can't stress enough the importance of checking your goods. So before the goods actually go to your country and before they get dispatched, you want to make sure the quality is good. Sometimes they will not have the best quality, and you need to be able to verify that before you send it out. Once your items are shipped out, you're going to be out of luck. You're going to want to protect yourself and get ahead. Hey, Apple.
Hey, Jason.
Long time
no see.
Long time no see. Long time no see. So, Apple,
Yeah.
how long have we known each other?
We know each other over 10 years.
Yeah, so 10 years has been a very, very long time. This is often not talked about enough, but when you come to China and you are able to build rapport, you have some history, you're gonna be able to have credit. So what that means is when you need your goods shipped, you could probably have a month to pay it if you are able to build a relationship. And as you are scaling your brand heavily, any opportunity where you can save a little bit of money is going to help you later down the road. So Apple, I wanted to know, which countries do you specialize in, or where do you ship to?
I ship
It's okay,
over the
don't-
world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you ship all over the world. Why do customers usually come to you versus shipping by themselves?
Because we do all the service, include custom and delivery door-to-door service.
Okay, so one of the benefits of working with a freight forwarder is they're going to be able to tell you which shipping lines to go with, how to clear goods faster. And as you can see, like right behind me, the way that everything is packaged, it is waterproof, everything is packed tight. Sometimes if you are not working with a freight forwarder, they're not going to be looking in your best interest. They're trying to minimize the box as tight as they can so that you can save money, because every cubic volume matters, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll help you fix the shipping cost.
Okay, great. So now that you have selected your product, this is just the last step, and make sure your entire process is smooth from, getting the goods from the market all the way to inspecting, and then finally getting the goods over to your home country or destination or fulfillment warehouse. So Apple, how do you help customers with checking the goods?
We'll open the package one by one. If the goods have damage, we'll tell the customer.
Okay, great. So that is one extra thing that really helps, and you need to be mindful of this when you are sourcing products from China. That's all for today. Now you know exactly how to navigate the wholesale markets, and remember, you are only one product away from changing your life, but you need to be able to choose the right one.